Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Rambam, Hilchas Talmud Torah. Perek Dalet today is Halacha Hey number 5. Lo yiyeh hatalmid boish mechaverov shalomdu mipam rishona, shniya. A student should not be embarrassed from his friends who are able to learn the subject matter in one or two times. V'hu lo yilomad ela achar kama pamim, and he himself, it takes him many times to be able to learn. Shim nizbayish midavar zeh nimsa nichnas v'yoytze lebeis hamidrash v'hu eino lamad klum. Because if he's embarrassed that it takes him such a long time to learn, he'll enter in and out of the beis midrash and he will not learn anything. Lefikach amru chachamim harishonim. That's why Chazal tell us in Abaishin lamad, those that are embarrassed and too shy, they will not learn. They'll never ask a question. And so too, a teacher with a short temper, he should not be teaching, because he'll get annoyed easily at a student who asks, explain it to me again, Rabbi, explain it to me again. But what is this referring to? That's when a student doesn't understand what the Rebbe is teaching because it's too deep, or because his mind is not strong enough to be able to grasp it. So they need to keep asking. And that's why the Rebbe has to be patient and the student shouldn't be embarrassed. However, if the Rebbe realizes that this student is just weakening from the words of Torah, they're not really trying, and they're making minimal effort, and that is why they are not understanding. It's not because they can't understand. If they would apply themselves, they would be able to be able to hear and understand what the Rebbe is teaching. But they are coasting along, and they are not taking the learning seriously, and they're not trying. They're being very weak in the efforts that they make. Chayev lirgois alein. Then says the Rambam, the Rebbe is obligated to get upset with this student, even to embarrass him with words, in order to sharpen him. Meaning, if this kid is not going to take his learning seriously, how are we going to get him on board? Says the Rambam, so then you have to be forceful with him and strong with him, and even embarrass him if necessary, to wake him up and make him start working harder. It's a big shaila today in our world if these things are even appropriate or going to work. We live in a very sensitive generation. Children are fragile. You can crack them like an eggshell with just one wrong look and one long comment, and you might, Rahman al-Zan, push them away from learning and Yiddishkeit. You have no idea, or you might devastate them. Nobody has any idea how painful the words and the sour faces of a Rebbe could be to a student today. So even if they're not trying hard enough, I believe that in today's generation, you're going to have to find a different way to mechaded them, to sharpen them and get them involved, than shaming them and embarrassing them and speaking forcefully to them in front of class or even to themselves. Ubein ze amru chachamim, the chachamim say, zroik mar b'talmidem, cast fear upon your students. Lefikach ein roi l'rav linoi kalas roish b'vnei talmidim. A Rebbe should not act frivolously and lightheaded in front of his students. Don't laugh and joke around with them. Don't eat and drink with them. You guys aren't buddies. You're not here to just pal around and have a good time. There has to be a certain level of respect that a student has. In that way, the awe of the Rebbe will be upon his students, and they'll be able to learn faster with him because they have a yira, fear and awe, a reverence for their Rebbe, and therefore they're more likely to incline themselves to hear his words and learn what he has to say. So again, the Rambam is going back about 1,000 years, where a student was able to handle the berating of a Rebbe, even in public. Today we live in very sensitive times. People can't handle such things, and today the natural approach is love your talmidim, overflow with love. You should encourage and you should inspire and you should bring them close with love and warmth, encouragement, positive reinforcement alike. And that way, Be'ez Hashem, even the shyest of all your students, and even those that are not trying and making effort, you will connect with their heart, connect with their mind, and bring them into the world of Limud HaTorah, of learning Hashem's glorious Torah. Have a wonderful day.